What's up, guys? Sean here, coming at y'all with a quick little video. Going to be going over a little bit more stuff that came out about training camp. A lot going on. There's going to be a lot to cover. But first, if you're new here, please like, please subscribe. Thank you guys for coming back. Thank you for all the views lately, the comments, the kind words, the likes. It's all very much appreciated, and it's only up from here, guys. With that being said, let's get right into what's going on today. Starting on the defensive side of the ball, Jalen Hunt absolutely turning heads. Already had an interception reported earlier on Andy Dalton. He's been making plays in the backfield, whether against the pass and the run. Just looking like he's having a super strong camp right now. A lot of other guys coming out and talking to him. Jonathan Grenard coming out and talking about him, talking about what he's doing, how he's playing, how big of a jump he made from year 1 to year 2, how big of a jump they think he's going to make this year. Just a ton of high praise from him. Looking like a complete monster, a complete steal. A lot of people could argue right now that he's ahead of Nolan Smith on the depth chart, and with Nolan getting into trouble in the offseason, he could absolutely be getting pushed down to the second string pass rush position, which would be a huge blow for him coming into a year where he has to play well or he's not going to get the second contract that he was hoping for. Nolan's already been pretty underwhelming, so it's really exciting to hear that Jalix is coming out and making plays and doing everything the right way. Had high hopes for him coming out of the third round, but with guys like him, you're never really 100% sure. He's got a lot of interceptions, a lot more than most D linemen do through this point in his career, and he's been active on every single play. Just looks like he fits into Vic Fangio's defense perfectly. He's been an absolute gem for us, so it's just good to see him out there continuing to grow, continuing to get better. Also, this came out the other day as well. Eagles have signed AJ Epinesa and guard Michael Jordan. They waived Chandler Martin and Isaiah King, obviously just camp bodies. With AJ coming in, he's played a lot of games, a lot of snaps for the Bills over the past couple years. Was kind of surprised he hadn't already been picked up. I saw that he had been picked up by the Browns, but something happened and he backed out or they backed out, but never really heard anything else about it, especially with them losing Myles Garrett. It's kind of weird that they would just let a pass rusher go. I'm not going to sit here and say that he's the most productive guy. He was on the market for a reason. I believe had some injury issues, just had some trouble staying on the field, and just some games where the production was pretty low. So definitely a depth piece. Exciting nonetheless. He's someone that has a ton of in-game experience, a ton of postseason experience. Just another good body to have in camp, and he has an absolute shot to make this team, especially with what's going on with Nolan, bringing in Grenard. You're kind of just rebuilding your D-end room a little bit, kind of reestablishing a hierarchy in there, and it'll be exciting to see who steps up, who doesn't. If enough of these guys make plays and really show out, then Nolan could be on the move this offseason or early next season, maybe by the trade deadline. Just really wouldn't surprise me if we keep 5 or 6 of these guys and then someone is a trade candidate early in the year. You know how things go with Howie Roseman. He's always making moves, always looking to move forward with the team, anything to add value. And if a guy's falling down the depth chart, especially a former first-round pick, maybe a change of scenery, we can get lucky, get a mid-round pick for him, maybe a higher pick if someone views him as that kind of player still. Just more depth. Michael Jordan on the O-line, he's floated around a little bit. Don't know a ton about him. More than likely, again, just a camp body, but another person who has a shot, comes in, works hard. Everybody on the offense is starting at the same place with the new scheme coming in, with Sean Mannion being a new offensive coordinator, kind of gelling with what Nick Sirianni and the Eagles have done in the past. So a lot of these guys have a pretty good chance to actually come out and make some noise. So it'll be exciting to see what they do. I'm going to move on a little bit, talk about Jalen Carter. I wanted to give him some individual love and talk about his situation, especially considering it looks like he's dealing with a little bit of a contract holdout. A lot of people early on thought that maybe he wasn't participating in team drills because of an injury. The Eagles are just being cautious with him. Now it's starting to look more like it is a contract thing. From the Eagles side of things, you want to be cautious with him with everything he's been through, everything that's happened. The year he had last year mixed with the first couple years of production in the league, it is a little up and down. It makes you wonder what they really think. Now, obviously, they had a chance to trade him earlier on this season, possibly for Myles Garrett, possibly for other players. So if they didn't want him here, more than likely we would have saw him traded already. They did pay Jordan Davis. They have paid Jonathan Grenard, so there is going to be a lot of money on the D-line. But with that being said, you don't take this guy number 9 overall if you don't expect to pay him a second contract, especially considering how renowned he's become around the league, how people look at him, the production on the field, the type of player he's really become. He's going to expect top dollar. He's going to expect top dollar, and it's now up to the Eagles to find a way to protect themselves while paying him what they think he's worth. Definitely going to reset the DT market. Jordan Davis's contract is going to look ultra team friendly compared to a contract like this. I expect him to be top 2, defensive lineman in terms of pay scale. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the number one interior D lineman overall in terms of pace. He's absolutely earned it. He looks healthy. He's moving like a monster, having great practices up to this point. Again, not doing team stuff, but the individual drills, he just looks absolutely unstoppable. I hope he protects himself, stays away from the injury, and I hope he gets the payday he deserves, because considering everything that happened to him in college compared to where he is now, the plays he made through our Super Bowl run, playing through injury last year the way he did, I mean, just the toughness, the grit. Since he's been in Philly, he really hasn't had a problem. There really hasn't been an issue. He's been a great guy, great locker room guy, and seems like he enjoys being here. So it's a win-win. I'm excited to see what we do with that. But obviously, you think we're going to lock him up long term. It's just going to be a matter of the verbiage in the contract and the Eagles making sure they protect himself if any old habits kind of pop up later along in life. Just making sure that they're protected as well. And it's a win-win for both sides. So excited to see how that turns out. Moving on to the offensive line. Cam Jurgens came out and spoke to the media today. I've seen Landon Dickerson over the past couple days practicing without a brace on. The health of these guys is insanely important to this team. Between Saquon looking 20 pounds lighter, looking like a brand new back, looking rejuvenated, fast, strong, and these two guys here, you know Jordan Mailata is going to be Jordan Mailata. You know Lane Johnson's going to be Lane Johnson. These two are the anchors in the middle of this offensive line. If they are healthy and if they get back to form and what we expect of them, it's going to be just an insane year for them. When they're healthy, they're top 3 offensive linemen at their positions, maybe even higher than that. Landon Dickerson, we've seen him battle through injury and just move people. You don't know how he does it. You just don't know how he comes up with the strength, especially considering, I think it was the NFC Championship game. They split reps at center. One played the first half, one played the second half, and neither one of them really gave up anything. They made minimal mistakes, but you could tell that both of them were absolutely dying out there. But to play through what they played through, to do what they did for this city, they absolutely deserve to get back out there, to continue to pick up where they left off. And if last year's what we had to pay to win that Super Bowl, then so be it. Obviously, Cam Jurgens was talking a lot about the stem cell treatment. I know that's really controversial to some people. He went out of the country to get it done. It looks like he really just went out of the country because of the actual treatment itself. People with more experience, people that are more comfortable in those situations doing those things. They work with professional athletes. I don't think it's that controversial. It's been around for a long time. It's been talked about for a long time. And these guys make millions of dollars to pretty much destroy their bodies year in and year out. It's not surprising to me that they're trying to find a way to rejuvenate better or enhance their comfortability or enhance their quality of life. You know, you can't be mad at these guys for that. Excited to see them return healthy. Excited to see them out there playing. Again, no brace on Landon Dickerson is huge. That means he's really feeling comfortable with where he's at. He really feels healthy. So it'll be exciting to see where they end up this year and what kind of production they put out as the year goes on. Can they remain healthy? Can they stay that way? It's great that they're starting that way, but how long can they keep it going into the season this year? And can they be poised for a big postseason run? Because everything Sean Mannion does is going to go through Saquon Barkley. The same as when we won a championship, everything is going to go through Saquon. If Saquon is rushing well, hitting holes, gaining yards, the rest of the offense is going to have no problem moving the ball, no problem getting first downs, couple yards here, couple yards there, and then setting up the big play to get the team off the field so they can take a breath. Cam talked a little bit about playing under center, a little bit about how it's going to guard the play call, kind of give them a little bit more freedom, a little bit more of a surprise on what they're doing play to play. Excited to see that. Excited to see how it blends with Sean Mannion's system. It's all going back to Sean Mannion at this point. This whole offense is going to go through Sean Mannion, and it's just really, really exciting to see. 2 wide receivers that I'm absolutely watching. Can't take my eyes off of any news or anything that's posted about them. I'm really going to be watching them under a microscope. Is going to be Wicks and Hollywood Brown. Now, I've talked a little bit about Wicks in the past, a couple times here and there, but with Hollywood Brown, his absolute deep speed, it's going to be a game changer for this team. Smitty, for the past couple years, has kind of had to be our guy that stretches the field. We've tried other people out there, and we've had other guys on the field that could do it to some extent, but not to this extent. Smitty's production is also going to be based on how the other wide receivers perform. I think Wicks, we know what we're going to get with him, so it's not going to be much of a surprise. It's just going to be a matter of, can he catch the targets that he gets? With Hollywood Brown, it's more boom or bust. You know, it's based on the offense. How many deep attempts can we create per game to utilize a player like this, because obviously everyone's going to be guarding him over the top. They're not going to bump and run him. They're not going to press him too much because they know what he's capable of. But if you put them in a situation where they make a mistake because they're so hyper focused on Saquon, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, all these other guys, maybe you can create a couple of these chances every game. And it's just unbelievable breakaway speed. I mean, he's just flying down the field. And with Jalen being one of the better deep ball throwers in the league, you expect a beautiful connection between these two. They're going to connect it early through mandatory minicamp. It's going to go into the preseason and then into the regular season. And you hope by the time we get to the end of the year, these two have a pretty good idea of where they want to be, how to communicate, and how to make these big plays happen when they get those opportunities, because they will be limited. Teams are not stupid. They know exactly who he is, what he's capable of. We're scouting him now the same way other teams are going to scout him all year. It's going to be exciting to see us create those opportunities, and then can Jalen and Hollywood connect when the time comes on those situations. All in all, guys, I'm pretty excited. If you can't tell, I'm saying it a lot. All of this is beautiful. The one thing we haven't talked about today is A.J. Brown, and the reason is we haven't had to. There's plenty here to talk about. There's plenty going on. So many different players to cover. It's like a brand new offense. Even though we've replaced so few positions, it's really just wide receiver, couple new guys here, couple new guys there. It's still the same group. But the new guys, it's been so much fun to focus on. The weapons on this team, you know, it really feels like we're deeper at wide receiver than we've been in so long. We were in an amazing spot to be as top heavy as we were with AJ and Devontae, but now it just feels like everybody has room to eat. And that's how you set Jalen up for a monster season, an MVP type season, you know, which we all know he's completely capable of. Allow him to distribute. The first, second read are always going to be open. They're always going to be there for him. Check down options, making sure that if he has to scramble, he's safe about it. It's not something we're going to have to do all year. Allow him to get to the postseason and be healthy, just like this offensive line, this wide receiver group, tight end group. Obviously, my expectations are sky high this year. I want to see us at another Super Bowl. I know realistically, if things fall out the way they look right now, it's going to be us and the Rams at some point. We hope that that happens later rather than sooner, just because, you know, the later in the season it is, that means the further we've made it. If we were to lose to them in the NFC Championship, it would definitely be a disappointment, but under a first-year offensive coordinator, so many new weapons, so many new people on the team, it would be surprising to actually get there. I imagine our defense is going to be our strong point pretty early in the season. I expect defense to carry us early this year, having Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Zach Bond, Campbell, this D-line that we've created, all the new corners we've brought in, the safety pieces, the people we're moving around. I expect everybody to fall into place pretty well. Vic Fangio has seemed to have a pretty good hold on this defense, even when there's question mark here, question mark there. The way he handled the linebacker situation over the past couple years has been fantastic. The way he's filled in with corners, I mean, he made Adoree Jackson look pretty playable for a good stretch of last year through all the mistakes that he was making. So you expect with that position having been upgraded, bringing in the guy from Seattle, it's going to be a brand new feel on the defense because you can trust your guys on the outside. You can trust your corners and your safeties to cover because safeties have cornerback background, or you got guys like Andrew Mabuka who have played there so long, played in these pass-heavy, pass defense schemes. So you trust them to run around. Maybe we'll see a little bit more blitzing. I've seen a little news of at least one report of a corner blitz happening in practice. I'm pretty excited about that. As an Eagle, we don't really get the luxury of watching our corners blitz. We haven't seen a lot of fun stuff on defense that a lot of these teams do because we've had so much trouble building a good one. It hasn't really been since Vic Fangio got here that we've got to see our defense truly do what they're capable of, because under Jonathan Gannon, he had a lot of talent at defense, but I still don't think he was really that good. I think the defense really carried themselves, a little bit of luck, and the offense obviously carrying the workload. Vic Fangio had to rebuild things. Super Bowl year was insane. Just so much depth all the way around. It was kind of hard to stop. Last year, through all the drama, all the bullshit going on in the back, you kind of expected things to fall apart at a certain point like they did. So very excited moving forward. Very excited to watch where this team goes. If you guys have stuck around this long, please like, please subscribe. I appreciate you again so much. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.